Hello, in this video I want to introduce you to the concept of webhooks inside Poly. So webhooks is basically how you configure Poly to listen for HTTP requests at certain endpoints. These could be, strictly webhook calls coming in from a fire and forget pattern from a different system, or they could expect a response back, like an outbound API request that you want to capture and then basically process and give back a payload response. So you can use it for both of those patterns. The way you create a webhook inside Poly is you basically just post it to an endpoint where you specify a name, a context, a subpath of where it should be listening to, and then a method you want it to be listening at, and then you could specify an event payload. In the event payload, you can also annotate it with additional information, just like in training APIs. You can specify a response status code. This will just be automatically sent back unless your actual implementation code kicks back a different status code. So this is kind of the default status code if there's no custom function logic to alter it. And then lastly, you can also configure security functions. Think of this as an array of functions which would be represented by IDs here, which would be executed in sequence before the webhook request makes it down to your code. So you can think of those as kind of like a inbound pipeline of filters or policies that you want to apply, and you have the full power of writing whatever policies you'd like through custom functions inside Poly. This is a little bit more advanced, so I won't get into this, but just for now, note that you have the ability to secure these endpoints however you'd like. So let's go ahead and actually hit send here. And similar to training an API, what's happening behind the scenes is this information is passed to an AI, which goes ahead and generates a description for us. So it's an event handler that's triggered when a new order is created in Poly. It includes the customer's name, etc., etc. So again, you can alter any of this with the patch endpoint, just like you can for training API functions. Now, you'll notice that we took this event payload, which is kind of like an example, and we again turned it into a type schema where you basically could see exactly what we modeled out, what's required, and then you can also see in any particular objects that are within it. So that's basically registering a webhook, and you saw in previous videos how it was used, but this is how it was created.